Do you know the family vacation that changed when the plane began its descent at an hour before dawn? Jimmy had slept through breakfast. When he finally stirred, a flight attendant rushed over with a cup of coffee. Mary was already wide awake, forehead pressed to the window, eyes shining with that quiet wonder she always got when they traveled. She squeezed his hand. "Look, Jimmy, São Paulo, it's like the whole world decided to live in one place." Below them sprawled an endless sea of lights, nearly 800 square miles of city, home to 20 million souls. Jimmy felt suddenly small, and somewhere far beyond all this concrete, deep in the heart of the Pantanal, the adventure they'd saved 2 years for was waiting. The pilot's voice crackled in rapid Portuguese. Jimmy didn't catch a word. The English version that followed wasn't much clearer. He gave a nervous laugh. "Guess we're really doing this, Mayor. No safety net. Just us, the kids, and whatever Portuguese we learned from YouTube tutorials." Mary smiled the way she always did when he got scared. Soft, steady, like she was the anchor and he was the boat adrift. "We'll be okay," she whispered. "We have each other." Back home in Ohio, nobody thought they should go. "You're taking the kids where?" his foreman asked, wiping grease from his hands. "The Pantanal?" "Jimmy, that's real wilderness. Floods, jaguars, caimans bigger than your pickup. And Mary, she's only been in remission 6 months. His sister cried over the phone. "Promise me you'll stay at the main lodges. Promise me you won't do anything crazy." Even the travel agent hesitated. "Sir, the wet season just ended. The roads are still mud. Many places are only reachable by boat now." "Are you sure?" But Mary had wanted this. One big trip, one memory bigger than hospital rooms, chemo chairs, and the long nights wondering if she'd live to see her boys grow up. She wanted to see a jaguar in the wild. She wanted the boys to fall asleep to howler monkeys. She wanted to prove she was still here. So they went. São Paulo airport was hot and chaotic. Jimmy wrestled their new duffel bags through customs, rechecked them on the little Varig flight to Campo Grande, then found a coffee stand. He pointed proudly at the menu. "2 cafés, por favor." Mary laughed, eyes sparkling. "Show off." Little Jack tugged her shirt. "Mommy, when do we see the big cats?" "Soon, baby," she said, scooping him up even though he was almost too heavy now. "Very soon." Smaller plane, van, speedboat. Each leg took them farther from cell service, farther from hospitals, farther from anyone who spoke English. The lodge workers greeted them with warm smiles and broken English. "Welcome, you come very far." But when they heard the family was continuing deeper, to the remote research camp on the Rio Negro, where jaguars still hunted at dusk, the smiles tightened. Quick, worried glances passed between them. An older guide named Suze pulled Jimmy aside, while Mary helped the boys with life jackets. "Senor," he said quietly, "your wife, she is very pale, and the children so small. The river is high this year, very high. Many snakes, many things in the water. Are you sure?" Jimmy forced a grin. "We'll be careful. She needs this." Suze looked at him a long time, then crossed himself. "May God go with you." They left the next morning at dawn. The boat ride was supposed to take 6 hours. It took 10. The river had swallowed its banks. Trees stood in 20 feet of water. The driver navigated by memory and prayer. Mary held the boys tight and sang to them when they cried. Jimmy watched her and felt love and terror twist together in his chest. They reached the floating camp at twilight, cabins tied to trees, a family of capybaras grazing on the deck like oversized pets. The boys screamed with delight. That night they saw their first jaguar. It stood on a branch above the river, golden and silent, eyes glowing like lanterns. Mary cried, not from fear but gratitude. "I saw it," she whispered later, curled against Jimmy in the dark. "I really saw it, thank you." On the 3rd day the rain came. Not rain, a wall of water. The river rose 6 feet in an hour. The floating dock tore loose. A young worker named Lucas, who spent every afternoon playing soccer with the boys, ran to secure the boats. The current took him. They heard him scream Mary's name. She'd been on the dock with Jack, trying to get him inside. Jimmy saw it in slow motion, Mary reaching for Lucas, Lucas reaching for the rope, the dock snapping free, Mary shoving Jack toward Jimmy, the river taking her. They found her body 2 days later, tangled in roots 10 kilometers downstream. The workers, hard men who wrestled Cayman with their bare hands, sat on the dock and wept like children. Soze carried her back himself, wrapped in a blanket, refusing anyone else to touch her. Jimmy hasn't spoken since. He sits on the lodge porch now, holding Jack and little Ben, staring at the river that gave them magic and then took everything. The workers pass quietly. Some leave flowers, some cross themselves. One child leaves a drawing of a jaguar with angel wings. Every evening at dusk, the jaguars still call from the trees. And every evening Jimmy listens, waiting for a voice that will never come again. They were warned. Everyone warned them. But love doesn't listen to warnings. Love just goes. If you liked this story, please hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more true and almost true stories that stay with you long after the screen goes dark. See you in the next one.